after trying and failing at diet after diet after diet that I needed to just change the way that I thought about dieting, about healthy eating, healthy living. I had to sort of like rethink all of that. And in that process, I realized that, what I put in my head was more powerful than what I put in my mouth.
That's so powerful. That is such an amazing statement. We poo-poo mind-body medicine. We scientists, folks in the scientific world, poo-poo mind-body medicine because we think, well, that means I'm going to think myself thin. But it's not really what you're talking about. You're talking about changing your entire attitude, right?
Absolutely.
Not just affirmations.
All the things. Absolutely. Yeah. This is not about I can just sort of say a few prayers and, will the pounds to disappear. This is about, making a long-term permanent mental commitment. It's about recognizing that diets are a temporary pause on bad behavior, and that if you want to lose weight and lose it for good, it's a lifestyle change. It's not something you do for 2 weeks or 2 months and, sort of that's it, and then you go back to your old ways of eating. It's, it's rethinking sort of all of that. It's rethinking the idea of being just resigned to being overweight. When you give up on a diet, you think, you know what, I was just meant to be this way. These are my genes. This is my destiny. There's nothing I can do about it. So when we talk about sort of reimagining the way you think, it's those kind of things, like retraining your mind to know that the past and the present don't have to dictate the future. Like if you want to change, you can.
That's awesome. Now you lost, last I heard, 70 pounds, right?
Yep. So the book chronicles a 1-year journey in which I lost 62 pounds during that year, and the book came out in hardcover a year ago, and all the naysayers said, we'll see where she is a year from now, but she'll gain it all back.
Yeah.
And not only did I not gain it back,
you lost
but a year
more.
later I've lost even more.
That's awesome.
It's almost 80 now, and I never set an end date nor a magic number. For me, I'm a work in progress, and I think that matters a lot. When I started this, I thought okay, I'll lose 20 pounds, and I bet if I lost 20 pounds, that'd be fine. And, I realized, when I lost 20 pounds, I couldn't even notice that I lost 20 pounds. And so at that moment, I thought, you know what, I'm not aiming for a number. I'm not aiming for a date. It's sort of I just want to live healthy, period.
That's exactly right. It's not so much the weight as much as the health issue, right? So you probably feel better. You got more energy.
For me, I had not gone to the doctor in more than a decade because I didn't want a lecture about my weight. And so I hid from going to a doctor, a horrible thing. If my kids knew that about me, I would be ashamed. That's not the kind of mother I want to be or the kind of person I want to be. And so I realized that, okay, if losing weight's going to be what it takes for me to go to the doctor, I have to, change. And so it's so freeing to not put good energy toward all that sort of negative thought, to not have to hide and come up with excuses and sort of live in a way that you're not fully comfortable living. And so it's been so freeing mentally to just make a shift.
How about do you have a spring in your step now and you feel lighter on your feet and you got more energy and all that? I mean, what about the non-weight benefits, physical benefits to losing 60 or 70 or 80 pounds?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, so there's all of that. There's, there's the fun little frivolous things like, going shopping for clothing and not leaving a dressing room frustrated because nothing fits. There's, the excitement when, a friend's wedding invitation comes. I can be excited for their, upcoming nuptials instead of dreading, oh my God, everyone's going to be wearing a strapless dress and I'll be the only person in pants, and so I'm not going. All of that kind of stuff, it's so freeing to look at pictures and say oh my gosh, you don't have a triple chin anymore. Those are,
you didn't have a triple chin.
That kind of stuff.
Can you imagine yourself? Can you imagine you did?
Yeah, totally.
Oh my
gosh, my kids all the time, for sort of kicks, they'll Google pictures of me and they'll be like, "Oh my God, Mom, you see what you used to look like?" I'm like, "Yes, please don't show me that. Let's take it off the internet." And yet, some of those awful pictures are such a powerful tool in keeping me on track because I can look at those pictures and say I'm never going back to that. That's never going to be me again. I'm horrified that I let that happen to myself, but I don't have to go back there. And so I think, bad pictures, most people who are overweight and unhappy with how they look, they rather be the one who takes the picture than to be in the picture. And I think looking at at a lot of those pictures and sort of owning your reality, that's part of the mental shift. That's part of saying, like, you know what, that cupcake's not worth it because I don't want to look like that anymore.
That's great. Now, what was the first thing you did? There's a lot of people listening who are in your position, or in the position you were in, I should say. What was the first thing you did? What's the first step that somebody can take if they are committed to actually really making a change like you described?
So accepting that you're in this for the long haul. Like, there's no quick fix. There is no, pill, potion, or plan that's going to melt away the pounds. It's all about patience and perseverance. And you have to embrace that. You have to accept that. We live in a culture that wants instant results. We live in a culture that promises, every diet book is like, lose, 20 pounds in 10 days, easily melt the pounds away, continue to enjoy all your favorite foods. And you're going to have to make some big changes, some hard changes. And so recognizing that there's no quick fix is one of those things. And then the other is really rethinking how you have viewed weight loss. And for me, the biggest thing came from this concept around cheat days and moderation. And so every diet says, like, you can enjoy all the foods you love, just do it in moderation. And there's diet ads that have pictures of, like, ice cream and mac and cheese. And it's like, ice cream and mac and cheese, like, are not weight loss foods, period. They're just not. Like, it doesn't care what plan you're on. Like, that doesn't work. And what I discovered was that there were a lot of similarities for me in losing weight to people who had quit drinking and smoking. And someone who wants to give up, a smoker who wants to give up cigarettes,
you can have a pack.
Celebrate like a 2-week milestone with a pack
smoking.
of cigarettes. Like,
yeah, right.
An alcoholic can't celebrate a month of sobriety with a beer. And
you can't have a cheat day. You can't have a cheat day where you get drunk. Are you saying? Where you just get totally hammered and plastered? No, okay. I misunderstood that. I'm just kidding. Tori, that's great idea. Great advice. Moderation. I've always been suspicious about this idea of all things in moderation. Hang tight. We got to take a break, and then we'll continue. I want to talk about clear nail polish when we come back. You have a really interesting take on some diet strategies, hands-on, real practical diet ideas. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side.
Hello, it's Tom Chenault from The Tom Chenault Show. We are experts in home-based business and residual income. We show people how to make money from their home, either part-time or full-time, and in partnership with Genesis Communication Network, we've organized a team to fight back about people not having money, time, or health. And we need your help. What we want you to do is, if you've got an interest in building an organization to fight back against people taking our money, taking our time, and taking our health, we want to talk to you. All you need to do is call this number, 855-308-8326. Again, all you want to do is call 855-308-8326. You can make a tremendous amount of money and end up fighting for a great cause. Please call us right now.
So we decided to upgrade the look of our home.
Improve the curb appeal.
We decided to add the look of stone to the exterior.
We really like the stacked stone look.
Yeah, but when I checked into the price, it was ridiculous. No way could we afford it.
Then a friend told me about Genstone. Genstone.
Genstone comes in lightweight panels made of polyurethane. They've actually engineered the hassle out of installation. No mortar, no mesh. It was easy. Even I could do it.
We just screwed the panels to the wall and it looks like stone. I mean, it really looks like stone.
Yeah, from the box to the wall in minutes.
We love the look of our home now.
And Genstone is durable, comes with a 25-year warranty, and offers additional R value for insulation.
If you want the look of stone at a price you can afford, call Genstone
at 855-955-STONE.
Trust me, you'll save money.
And you'll love the look.
855-955-STONE. That's 855-955-7866.
Healthy elimination is essential to high energy, a cheerful mood, and prevention of disease. Some of the founders of our modern holistic health thinking state that disease begins in a toxic colon. A toxic intestinal tract is the foundation for virtually all degenerative disease, and a clean and well-moving intestinal tract is the foundation of health.
I just want to say that you folks have an amazing product. I've taken whey protein products for years, and I've never noticed the results I have with your product. I've suffered with bouts of constipation most of my life. Within a few days of taking One World Whey, I noticed notice a dramatic change. Also, in the past few years, I've experienced symptoms associated with diabetes. I feel horrible when I've had too much sugar, and I've been getting the foot pain as well. But I've noticed in the past week or so, I'm not feeling bad anymore, and the foot pain is gone. I'm just finishing up a 5-pound tub I ordered and just got off the phone ordering more. I love your product. Thank you.
Call 888-988-3325. That's 888-988-3325. Or visit oneworldway.com. That's oneworldwhey.com.
September is National Preparedness Month, so make it a September to remember by getting your emergency food supply from the Freeze Dry Guy. On sale this month, our 2014 Stew Butter and Potatoes unit. You'll get one number 10 can each of high-quality Mountain House chicken stew, vegetable stew with beef, pilot crackers, plus the highest quality dehydrated ABC stew, butter and potatoes for a total of 160 1/2 cup servings. Retail value $161.41, but not this month. The Freeze Dry Guy offers the 2014 Stew Butter and Potatoes unit for only $123.93. Save over $37. Plenty of protein, veggies, carbs for energy, and tasty, hearty, storable food with a shelf life of over 25 years. Call 866-404-3663. Free shipping to the lower 48 states. Click freezedryguy.com or call 866-404-3663. That's freezedryguy.com. Hurry! The National Preparedness Month sale ends September 30th from the Freeze Dry Guy. The finest freeze-dried and dehydrated foods available anywhere for long-term storage.
Independently leading the way for the nation. Compelling talk for every political persuasion. We are GCN.
All right, welcome back to The Bright Side. I am Pharmacist Ben. We're talking to Tori Johnson about her book, The Shift, How I Finally Lost Weight and Discovered a Happier Life. Tori, before you went to break, you were mentioning moderation, and I was always suspicious about this idea of moderation. So you're talking zero tolerance for weight gain foods, for bad foods. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm saying that you have to break away from this idea that, you're living for the barbecue potato chips, you're living for the cupcake, that you might love those things, but they don't love you back. And if you're going to make long-term sustainable change, you've got to, rethink sort of the foods that are good for you. And, we don't need anyone to tell us, that a cupcake isn't good for us, but sort of sticking to that and believing it and honoring yourself and your weight loss journey means, making a mental commitment to changing.
Okay, well, I'm 100% on board with the whole idea of the mental nature of health and health in general, Tori, not just weight loss, but certainly with weight loss. Let's talk some practical, really hands-on ideas. Not that attitude and mental isn't practical, but some real hands-on things, physical things that we could do. You have an interesting take on clear nail polish. I love what you said about that. Give us your clear nail polish tip.
I'll just tell you. So the clear nail polish is one of the things that breaks us of mindless eating and mindless snacking. So if you're somebody like me who at 2 o'clock or 10 o'clock is like, oh my gosh, I need to go to the refrigerator and find something to eat, you're not even really hungry, but you sort of it's time for a snack. And that kind of snacking derails us. So for me, I found that putting on clear nail polish keeps me away from the kitchen because I don't want to ruin my manicure, and I'm not going to put wet nails in a bag of chips. I'm not going to put wet nails in the refrigerator. And what's important is, and you know what, some weeks I'd have 10 coats of nail polish because it prevented me from snacking. And it's important to just know in advance what is going to be your go-to distraction. So for me, it's clear nail polish. For you, it could be, you know what, I'm going to play a video game. I'm going to walk my dog. I'm going to take a piece of gum.
I like brushing your teeth. I brush my teeth because I don't want to eat. Yeah, I don't want to eat after I have a nice, right? That's what I use.
Absolutely, brushing your teeth. Some people it's knitting. It's whatever it is, know it in advance so that when that moment comes, you just know, it's 10 o'clock, I'm not going to the kitchen, I'm going to do this instead. And just by pausing for a momentary distraction, you can almost always talk yourself off the ledge because mindless eating is about not thinking. It's literally about sort of doing it without thinking. And when you can pause, you often make the right decision. And the other sort of tactic around pausing is asking yourself before you eat something, preference or priority. So my preference, hands down, would be to eat, potato chips as opposed to broccoli. I mean, duh. I'd rather have something yummy. But my priority is to lose weight and to live healthy. And so priority trumps the instant preference. Priority trumps that sort of momentary preference. And I know I'm not going to be happy if I give in to the preference because it's totally derailing my priority. And, that helps you make a good choice. Typically there's donuts in the office, and like all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, I just ate 3 donuts. How did that happen? Like you weren't even thinking. And so getting into thinking before you do it, again, tends to lead you to the right choice.
Okay, now we talked about the mental stuff, and